Alright, what's good, y'all? So, this is going to be my first album review. So, what I'm going to be doing during this time is I'm going to, before the album, which in this case is going to be Whole Lotta Red, I'm going to talk about what I think it's going to be like, my pre album thoughts. I'm going to listen to a fourth of it, depending on how long it is for Whole Lotta Red, it's going to be some like 8 tracks. Then I'll stop, give some thoughts. I'll come back halfway through at 12 tracks. I did math very bad. 6, then 12. I'll come back at 18, and then back at the end, I will come back and give you guys my final thoughts. Besides that, I just want you guys to let me know any other albums you want me to check out, because honestly, I'm in a weird place with hip hop where I listen to a lot of hip hop, but a lot of it is kind of underground type stuff, and I haven't listened to a lot of albums through fully, except for very specific artists. And even if I have, I'd be happy to go through and listen to Kanye, Pusha, Big Sean, any artists like that, albums from start to finish again. People like Uzi, I don't think I've listened to more than like 3 Uzi songs. Like, if y'all want to go through the process of we go through every album of X person, please let me know. So I'd be happy to go through every Uzi album and review it, all that kind of stuff. Because we can go through this journey together. But besides that, let's get into a Whole Lotta Red. So, my pre-album thoughts are kind of like, I expect a kind of fun, obviously Playboi Carti sound. I've listened to Dilate, but I'm expecting some more, like some different, more advanced sounds, obviously some different production, and I've seen the features on it, so I'm obviously hoping to get something good out of those features, like the Kanye feature, which I have heard before, but I still want to listen to again. And besides that, I'll come and check back with you 6 songs in. All right. So 6 songs in now. I have a lot to say. So first off, the 6th song, Metamorphosis. I was expecting it to be like total ass, because everyone like roasts the fuck out of it. They all destroy it. It was a song that got clowned on so much when the album first came out, but actually, generally, it's pretty like okay. Like, it's not bad. I like Kid Cudi's humming actually on like when it becomes a part of the beat. Some parts of his verse where it felt a bit like he rushed them out, like he didn't even try, like he just one took them. But there were some parts that like sounded really good. And overall, the biggest problem with that song for me was Cardi felt really repetitive, and like not in a normal Cardi way. Like the song was too long because he was just talking and rapping the same thing over and over way too long. Besides that, I like some of the beats. The beat on Metamorphosis was really good. The Go to the Moon beat was really good. I like obviously the change in that beat. I did like the Kanye feature, but I'm a bit of a Kanye stan, so it's not really the most fair thing to say. Besides that, I feel like the first 6 songs were pretty okay. There were a lot of songs I was pretty bored by. I was very bored by Rockstar Made, very bored by Jump Out the House. Obviously, those are more like turn up, repetition filled songs. And Stop Breathing, I think is pretty decent. I'm just not extremely impressed by it. And then last thing to talk about is Bino. Bino, I feel like people talk about how he had this like kind of oozy, melodic trap type, very basic flow on it. But honestly, that was one of the songs I liked more so far, just because he did that flow well. Even though it was kind of a copy type flow, he did it well, and that song sounded good. So yeah, we'll keep listening, and I'll be back with some more thoughts soon. Alright, so back here with 12 songs in. And I feel like the first 2 songs of this part, the 7th and 8th song, were by far the best. Slayer, right now, I think is the best song on the album for me. 12 songs in. It has that Cardi feel where it's like a very turn up, kind of repetitive song, but the beat is amazing, the mixing is good, and he's just doing the right amount of changing the right amount of sauce to it, where it's great. I love that. Really like that song. I just added it to my playlist, actually. But the rest of the songs on this, No Sleep, I felt was just fine. It was normal, nothing crazy. Just yeah, it was a song. Same with New Tank. They kind of felt like they were wasted space of songs because they just were fine. They weren't good. They were just like, okay, it's a minute 30 you talking. Sure. Okay, the Future song, uh, his feature was decent. I'm not a big Future fan. You know, I haven't listened to much of his stuff either. I would like to listen to more, but I'm kind of on Future right now, and that song was also kind of Next two songs, Meh and Vamp Anthem. Meh was meh. It was very mediocre. That was corny as crap, but it was pretty mediocre. And Vamp Anthem, I liked the chorus, and I liked the sample choice, but it just didn't do it justice for me. Overall, I feel like this project so far, 12 songs in, feels very normal. You know, I'm not super impressed, but I do really, really like that song. That one song, Slayer. I love that song right now. The rest of it, I'm feeling like it's something that's going to grow on me, something that I might like more in the future, but I still feel like it's a little just normal-ish. Anyway, see you guys back soon. Alright, what's good? I don't have as much to say about individual songs for this section, but something very important that I'm feeling as I'm listening to these next 6 songs here is I'm starting to feel like my favorite songs on this are actually the ones that I dislike the most at first, which is I really am starting to like the more repetitive, just turn up songs that aren't as worried about, you know, any kind of specific flow, you know, like the shorter 1.5 minute songs like New Neon. I really, really, really like that song. I just listened to it. Same with Slayer. Those, like, right now are my favorite songs on the project. And those songs are really simple. And normally that's what I would dislike about a Carti song. But I think I'm starting to finally, I think, grow into that that sound. Besides that, a lot of these choruses I really don't like. And some of the starts of songs like King Vamp, I really don't like that song. Punk Monk, I do like the chorus, but a lot of these songs, there's some parts that are good, but just generally, they're missing for me as a whole. But it's growing on me, which is a very good sign. I'm starting to have certain aspects grow on me. So that's good. Alright, so I just finished the album now, and I have a lot of thoughts. First off, I think as a whole product, it doesn't feel complete, but I enjoyed the experience of going through the songs one by one, and the production overall I thought was very fun, very interesting. Even if there were some problems with it, like I really thought there were some mixing issues, some problems that just the production didn't sound as good as it could on some songs, but generally there were also really interesting production choices made as well that I liked a lot. And besides that, my favorite song in these last 6 has definitely been Sky. I really like that song and the kind of, I don't know, like really turned up vibe that song has. And I really enjoy the sample on the last song, Feel Like Dying, as well. Generally, I think as a whole, this project is decent. I think people shouldn't hate it as much as they do hate on it. I mean, they have to grow towards it and grow into it. But I do think it's a very different sound from Die Lit, and it's obviously the artist growing forward. It's obviously Playboi growing out of just that simple sound he had before. While an amazing sound, he's growing into many different types of sounds, which is what you can see here. I mean, he doesn't use the same flow or style throughout the whole time, but he still has this kind of experimental feeling throughout the whole album, and I like that a lot. That's a great thing to see, is that at least you'll never be bored when listening to a Playboi album for the first couple times, because how could you be? And besides that, yeah, I want to give my thoughts on this album in terms of my enjoyment level and my recommendability level. So, enjoyment level to a hip-hop fan, not some random person. These are all based on hip-hop fan metrics. I would give this a maybe 5 out of 10 in terms of enjoyability. It's a 5 out of 10. Recommendation score, I would give it a 7 out of 10. I think people should give it a chance to listen to it because it's important to understand it and listen to it for yourself, especially if you're a Playboi fan and not just write it off immediately. Besides that, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Please, if you did like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Give me your thoughts below so that I can keep doing this content and know that you guys did like this. And besides that, I'll see you guys later. Peace.